Have you ever transferred photos from your iPhone to your PC, only to discover later that they're smaller, blurrier, or missing important information? What if I told you that most people accidentally destroy photo quality before the transfer even starts? And even worse, many people think they have a backup when all they really have is a compressed copy. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to move your iPhone photos to a Windows PC without losing a single pixel of quality. We'll cover the fastest method, the safest method, the most beginner-friendly method, and one hidden setting that silently ruins photo transfers for thousands of people every day. Make sure you stay until the end because I'll show you how to verify that your transfer was actually lossless, and I'll reveal the one setting that causes most people to back up low-resolution previews instead of their original photos. Welcome to the Complete Beginner's Guide for transferring photos from an iPhone to a Windows 10 or Windows 11 PC without losing quality. We'll cover USB cable transfers, Windows Photos app, imports, iCloud photos, HEIC files, live photos, ProRAW images, EXIF metadata, backup strategies, and troubleshooting. By the end, you'll have a repeatable workflow you can trust with your entire photo library. Most quality loss happens because of the transfer method. The four biggest causes are compression, social media uploads, messaging apps, and incorrect export settings. When an app recompresses your photo, it permanently removes information. Those missing details can't be restored later. That's why someone can take an incredible 48-megapixel photo and end up with a blurry, compressed copy on their PC. The transfer method matters more than most people realize. Many people assume original quality simply means image resolution, but it's much more than that. A true original photo includes full resolution, metadata, EXIF data, HEIC format information, live photo motion data, HDR information, and ProRAW sensor data. A truly lossless transfer preserves all seven. If even one of those elements disappears, you're no longer working with the original. And unfortunately, most transfer methods sacrifice at least one of them. There are several ways to move photos from an iPhone to a PC. Some are better than others. USB cable transfers and File Explorer copies provide true lossless transfers and remain the best overall option. iCloud Photos can also preserve originals when configured correctly. The Windows Photos app works well for beginners. OneDrive works well for backups. Google Photos can preserve originals, but only when configured properly. If I had to choose one method for a permanent archive, it would be USB plus File Explorer every time. We're starting with the method I recommend most. Why? Because it copies the files directly off your iPhone storage. No cloud, no compression, no re-encoding, no subscriptions, just a direct copy of the original files. Let's walk through it step by step. First, unlock your iPhone. This sounds obvious, but it's actually the #1 mistake people make. A locked iPhone doesn't expose photo storage to Windows. Next, connect a proper data cable. Not all cables transfer data. Many cheap cables only provide charging. Use an Apple-certified cable whenever possible. When prompted, tap Trust this computer. Then enter your passcode. This creates the trust relationship that allows Windows to access the phone's storage. If the prompt doesn't appear, disconnect, unlock the phone, reconnect. This step only needs to happen once per PC. Open File Explorer. Navigate to This PC, Apple iPhone, Internal Storage, DCIM. This is where your photos actually live. Inside DCIM, you'll see folders such as 100 Apple, 101 Apple, 102 Apple. That's completely normal. Those folders hold your photo library. Select the files. Press Ctrl-A, then Ctrl-C. Navigate to a folder on your PC. Then press Ctrl-V. Most importantly, copy. Never move, never cut. Always copy. This gives you an extra layer of protection. Don't unplug the phone until the transfer complete. This is where most tutorials stop, but this is the most important step. Right-click a transferred photo. Choose Properties. Then open the Details tab. Verify. File size, resolution, camera information, date taken, GPS data, EXIF information. If all that information remains intact, your transfer was lossless. Quick question. How do you currently transfer your photos? USB, iCloud, Google Photos? Or are you still sending them through email and messaging apps? Let me know in the comments. And if you're finding this tutorial useful, hit the like button and subscribe to GCH Technology. I publish practical technology tutorials designed to save you time, protect your data, and help you get more out of your devices. Now let's look at the biggest mistakes that destroy photo quality. Once you've successfully transferred photos, the next challenge is keeping them original. A few simple habits can protect every pixel, and that's what this section is all about. Rule number 1, never use social media as a transfer method. Rule number 2, keep your original HEIC files. Rule number 3, never take screenshots of photos. Rule number 4, keep live photos paired correctly. Rule number 5, protect your RAW files. These 5 rules eliminate nearly every accidental quality loss scenario. On screen, you can see the difference. The original file, full resolution, full metadata, original format. The compressed version, smaller dimensions, lower quality, missing metadata. One file contains your original image. The other contains a heavily reduced copy. And once compression happens, the lost information can't be recovered. When people transfer photos incorrectly, they don't just lose image quality. They lose live photo motion, ProRAW data, HDR information, GPS coordinates, EXIF metadata, burst image sequences. In many cases, they don't notice until years later. That's why preserving originals matters. The Windows Photos app is the easiest method for beginners. Simply open Photos, select Import, choose Connected Device, select your iPhone, configure destination settings, import your library. The biggest thing to watch for is HEIC conversion. Always preserve original formats whenever possible. For occasional transfers, this method works great. For massive archives, File Explorer remains better. If you want automatic syncing, iCloud Photos is a strong option. Enable iCloud Photos on your iPhone. Install iCloud for Windows. Sign in with the same Apple ID. Allow photos to sync. The advantage is convenience. The disadvantage is storage limitations and slower initial syncs. I personally recommend using iCloud as a backup and USB as your archive method. Many users wonder which format is better. HEIC offers better compression, smaller file size, more detail, HDR support, live photo support. JPG offers maximum compatibility, universal support. The best strategy? Archive HEIC. Share JPG. Only convert when necessary. Examples: printing labs, older websites, legacy software, older operating systems. Otherwise, keep the HEIC file. Remember, you can always create a JPG from a HEIC. You cannot recreate a HEIC from a JPG. If necessary, install HEIF image extensions from the Microsoft Store. Open the photo. Choose Save As. Select JPEG. Save it into a separate folder. Never overwrite the HEIC original. Live photos contain 2 files, HEIC image, MO video. Both must be transferred together. For ProRAW, always verify the DNG file exists after transfer. Many tools convert them unintentionally. The File Explorer method remains the safest for professional photography. Common issues include iPhone not appearing, missing trust prompt, import failures, device disconnects. The quickest fixes are unlock the phone, replace the cable, change USB ports. Those 3 steps solve the majority of connection problems. Remember when I mentioned a setting that causes many people to unknowingly copy low-resolution photos? This is it. Settings. Photos. Then check Download and keep originals not. Optimize iPhone storage. If your iPhone only stores previews, you may transfer previews instead of the original photos. This one setting alone causes enormous confusion. Keep things simple. Organize by year, then month, then event. Separate originals, converted JPEGs, edited versions. This structure remains easy to manage even if you eventually store hundreds of thousands of photos. Remember, a transfer is not a backup. Use the 3-2-1 rule. 3 copies, 2 different media types, 1 off-site copy. Your future self will thank you. Here's the workflow I recommend. Capture in HEIC or ProRAW. Keep originals enabled. Transfer via USB and File Explorer. Verify the copy. Backup immediately. Repeat every month or 2. Simple, reliable, lossless. Let's finish with the 5 most important lessons. Use USB transfers whenever possible. Keep original HEIC files. Backup immediately. Avoid messaging apps for transfers. Verify your files after every transfer. Do those 5 things and you'll preserve every photo exactly as it came off your iPhone. If this guide helped you, hit like and subscribe for more Windows, Microsoft 365, iPhone to PC, and technology tutorials. And before you go, check one photo on your PC right now. Open its properties. Look at the details. You may be surprised to discover whether you're actually storing originals or compressed copies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Complete 2026 Beginner Guide, Windows 11 and Windows 10. Hi-He. Live Photos. Pro RAW. EXIF metadata. Step-by-step. Screenshots for every click. Troubleshooting included. Welcome. In this tutorial, I'll show you exactly how to move photos off your iPhone and onto a Windows 10 or Windows 11 PC without losing a single pixel of quality. We'll cover the USB cable method, the Windows Photos app, and iCloud, plus how to handle HEIC files, live photos, Pro RAW, and EXIF metadata. By the end, you'll have a repeatable workflow you can trust with your entire photo library. Everything here is beginner-friendly, so if you've never opened File Explorer before, don't worry, I'll show you. Compression re-encodes the JPEG at lower quality, introduces blocky artifacts in skies and shadows. Loss is permanent, cannot be undone. Social media uploads? Instagram, Facebook resize to 1080px wide strip EXIF, GPS and color profile. Downloading it back gives a degraded copy. Messaging apps. WhatsApp, Messenger compressed by default. iMessage. Low quality mode, shrinks files, email clients resize attachments silently. Incorrect export methods. Export, instead of export unmodified original, auto. Convert HEIC to JPG on transfer. Screenshotting a photo instead of copying it. Rule of thumb. If an app re-uploads or re-saves your photo, it is compressing it. Here's the frustrating part most people run into. You take a beautiful 48 megapixel photo on your iPhone, you send it to your PC, and when you open it, it looks soft, the colors are flat, and the file is a fraction of its original size. That's not your camera's fault. It's the transfer method. 4 culprits cause almost all quality loss: automatic compression, social media uploads, messaging apps, and the wrong export settings. Every one of these re-encodes your image and throws away data permanently. Once that data is gone, no software can bring it back. That's why the method you choose matters more than the phone. Resolution, 12MP, 48MP full pixel dimensions. No downscaling metadata date taken. Album, keywords, favorites, and edits. EXIF data shutter. ISO, aperture, lens, GPS coordinates, HEIC format, Apple's efficient codec. Half the size. More detail. Live photos A, HEIC still plus a paired move motion clip. HDR images, extended dynamic range, and wide color gamut. Pro RAW unprocessed 12-bit DNG sensor data for editing. A lossless transfer keeps all 7 layers intact. Same pixel dimensions, same file size, byte for byte, same file format. HEIC/DNG, EXIF still readable in properties live photo. Move still present. If any of these change during transfer, you did not get the original. Before we transfer anything, let's define what we're protecting. Original quality isn't just about how many megapixels the photo has. It's 7 things bundled together. Resolution is the pixel count, a 12 or 48 megapixel frame. Metadata and EXIF data record the date, camera settings, lens, and GPS location. And that's what makes your photo library searchable and sortable. HEIC is Apple's modern format that stores more detail in half the space of JPEG. Live photos are actually 2 files, a still image and a short MOV video. HDR images carry extended brightness and color information. And Pro RAW files hold the unprocessed sensor data used by professionals. A truly lossless transfer preserves all 7. Most methods quietly drop 3 or 4 of them. Method speed, quality, ease of use. Recommended winner: USB cable, plus, File Explorer copy. No compression, no account, no internet required. Let's compare every realistic option so you can see why I recommend what I recommend. A direct USB cable transfer is the gold standard. It's fast, it's byte-for-byte lossless, and it needs no account, no internet, and no subscription. iCloud Photos is excellent for convenience and syncs everywhere, but it depends on your storage plan and your internet speed. The Windows Photos app import is beginner-friendly and does preserve originals if you set it correctly. File Explorer is essentially the same as the USB method with more manual control. OneDrive and Google Photos are convenient, but Google's storage saver setting compresses aggressively. Always check it. An external SSD is the best long-term archive, though it's a second step rather than a transfer method. Pause the video here if you want to read the whole table.